Hello and welcome to Rescue Speeches. Today's video is going to be my Chapter 2 Season 4 review. This season review is going to be similar to my Chapter 2 Season 2 and Chapter 2 Season 3. It's going to be a mixture between both, because in the last season review, which was the Chapter 2 Season 3, I uploaded a 40-minute video and I was thinking that's a little bit too long, so I'm going to try to aim for 15 to 20 minutes for this review. And the first stage of this review will be me just looking at the battle pass as a whole, so it'll just be like a quick skim through the battle pass and like basically like what you unlock in each tier, like basically the main things like the skins and stuff. Because obviously the V-Bucks, you know, is cool, but you know, the V-Bucks don't change. Same like the banners, not many people care about the banners and the sprays and emoticons. I personally don't really care about the sprays and emoticons and stuff, but I know some people do, so I'll obviously include them, and just, you know, just in case people want to see them. And then after that, I'll be moving on to like the skins, just like the skins, like how they look, like the, you know, all the skins in the battle pass and the bonus skin, and also like the different edit styles as well, which in this season were like the silver foil, gold foil, and hollow foil. And the gameplay and background is just basically a Marvel Knockout gameplay I never uploaded, because basically I was going to upload this one for the Getting the Victory on the Marvel Knockout LTM, but then I figured out halfway through the game I wasn't recording my commentary, and the game audio was a little bit messed up, so yeah. And then after I've reviewed the skins, I'll be moving on to the back blings, and then the it'll be the contrails, wraps and gliders, then the loading screens, and then finally it'll just be the hub area like I did before, and just showing, you know, what it looks like, because you know, the hub areas in the last two seasons have been pretty cool, and that's what I might as well mention them. And yeah, so I'm gonna head on to, or in a minute I'll be showing off the battle pass, so yeah. So this is going, as I mentioned, this is going to be the battle pass review. As you can see, the first, you know, just going to skim through them. So, you know, tier 1's 4, and then you have like you have contrail, and then you have obviously a loading screen at tier 8. And basically, I'm going to have a little quick scan through tier 22's the Jennifer Walters skin, which is quite a nice looking skin to be fair. And then you have obviously the back blings, the pickaxes, the V-Bucks, loading screen, and you have the awakening challenges for She-Hulk, and you have like the group back bling, the sap weapon wrap. You have the group pickaxes, the group skin, and you have, you know, all the other stuff. So I'm just going to skim through all the, you know, all the stuff, like look at the skins. So you get a battle bruv, which you unlock Rocket, which is the back bling, which is quite cool. And then the next main skin or main thing is the storm skin, which is pretty cool. And then I'm going to move my way. You get a awakening there, as you just saw. I just skipped past. The Doctor Doom is another skin in the battle pass. Pretty sure there's 8 skins in total, which is, you know, pretty cool. That's his awakening, which is when he gets like a what's it called, a throne, and then the Mystique skin, the Mystique shapeshifter built-in emote. Every skin in this battle pass had a built-in emote, which was pretty cool. And then the final skin is Iron Man, and obviously, Tony Stark, sorry. And then obviously next one, tier 100, is you get the challenges, the awakening challenges, to basically be able to not transform, but, you know, suit up into Iron Man, basically. That's what I was trying to say. I'm going to quickly just have a look. This is the Wolverine rewards. As you can see, you have like a few back blings of the Wolverine skin, which is, you know, the bonus skin in this battle pass, and you have all these different styles, and this was what I was on about earlier. You have like different foils. You have silver foil, gold foil, and hollow foil. And like, as every 5 levels after level 100 you get, so like 105 you get silver foil, and then you get the point it goes up in 5. So. Now this section of this review is going to be about the skins, and the first skin we have is the 4 skin, and essentially, you know, we're just showing off all the styles. That's the default, the silver foil, the gold, then it'll be the gold foil in a second, the gold foil, and then the hollow foil. And, you know, basically I'm just going to go through and show them all, and I managed to get up to level 202 I think this season, or I maybe a bit more, because I still have a few challenges I'm going to try to get as hard as I can. But so this is now the Jennifer Walters skin, and then there's a crimson Jennifer Walters, then you have the silver foil, the gold foil, and the hollow foil. I'll get it right at some point. And after I've looked at all these skins, I'll basically give them my ranking, you know, best to worst, essentially, at the end of the video, or end of this review. So then you have the group skins. You have the standard default, or the default group. Now we're moving on to the silver, the gold foil, the rainbow foil. I'd just say with group, I personally just prefer the standard group. You know, I guess it's quite cool. You can like change his color and all that stuff. But then it comes to Mystique, which is quite cool. The not Mystique, sorry, Doctor Doom. Like, Doctor Doom's quite a cool character anyway, quite a cool villain to have. And to be fair, this battle pass as a whole, the Marvel theme is quite cool, but I guess obviously if you don't like Marvel, or you don't really like superheroes, it's not really for you. So I know quite a few people who did like the last season but didn't really play this season because of the Marvel the Marvel crossover. So I hope next season they decide to do, if they do a crossover, just only have like one skin in the battle pass, like they did with the Deadpools, which is Chapter 2 Season 1 or Season 2. I think it was Chapter 2 Season 2, whichever one, Deadpool and like Aquaman, when the bonus skin was just essentially that skin. You know, you could just get one skin. Now we're on to the Mystique skin, just looking at all the styles again, which is cool. What skin is it next? Storm. Yeah, Storm. Storm skin is quite a nice skin. I don't really like the Punk Storm style, to be fair, but the other ones, like the foils, are quite cool. Just give you like different like looks and stuff. Like with Iron Man and Wolverine, I'd probably say like Silver and the Gold are my favourite ones for, you know, those two, because it works quite well, you know, just like especially when he's suited up. You have the default Tony Stark, and then we have the silver foil Tony Stark, and finally, or for me anyway, I have the gold foil. Some players may have the hollow foil, but I personally don't have it because I didn't hit a high enough level. And then you have Wolverine, so you have the classic Wolverine, Logan, silver foil, and classic Wolverine, make sure I did have a look at it, Logan, silver foil, and then it is the gold foil, which I did want to get the rainbow one, but I'd have to hit 220. I just don't have enough time, and I just thought I'd give myself a little bit of a break at the end of the season. Now moving on, this section of the season review will be the back blings now. So the first one is THOR'S CLOAK, which is, you know, just quite a nice back bling, to be honest. It's like one of the best ones in the season. To be fair, the back blings in this season haven't really been the best, but then next is Scales of Justice, which is a She-Hulk, part of the She-Hulk set, which is just, you know, a bunch of scales basically. So, you know, head through. Then what's the next back bling? The next back bling is Groot, which is probably one of my favourite back blings other than Rocket, which you get for the Awakening quests for Groot, which is quite cool. See, I'm just making sure I don't miss any. Have I missed any? No. Head past. What is the next one? Does Storm not have a back bling? Or did I miss it? I don't think she has one actually. Let's head to Doctor Doom. I think definitely he has one. There it is. There you go. The Doom Chalice. That's quite a cool one. It can go with a lot of like green looking skins and all that good stuff. And then we're moving to Mystique. I think she has the Mystique skull, which will go very nicely with, like, say, a lot of the golden skins, like for example the Midas Golden, you know, would be pretty good for that, you know, backbling combination. Then with two Tony Starks, which is the Iron Man backplate, which is pretty cool because if you get kills in a game, it'll basically back, you know, the 0-0 will go up. So if you get a kill, it'll be 1, and you get the point, it'll keep going up. And then that last backbling is the Wolverine trophy, which is just basically ahead of one of those Sentinel guys, where there's like a Sentinel grave, you know, where you can bounce off their hands. Yeah, essentially, you know, he must have chopped one of their heads off, which is quite cool. So now just having a look at the THOR'S CLOAK. You know, silver foil, gold foil, and hollow foil. So this little section is just going to be me looking at the back blings I didn't show, which was a Rocket back bling, which is you get this back bling for doing the Awakening challenges for Groot, and then the other back bling is the Sentinel trophy back bling, Wolverine's trophy, and this is the activated style, and you get it for completing one of the Wolverine challenges. Now moving on to the next section, this is going to be me looking at the contrails, the wraps, and the gliders. I'll be having a quick skim over the spray. So this is the first contrail, then we're moving on to Mahjong Strike, then the MCG glider, which is a glider which basically you can get a lot of different styles for, like little different like comic book strips, I'm pretty sure, onto the thingy. And obviously that's the Mahjong hammer. That's also the Mahjong banner as well. So this is a lone screen. I'll be doing a whole nother section so I can bring the lone screen to a full, you know, a full screen so you see it in all of its glory. The Starshine wrap, which is the first wrap you get, which is linked to 4. Then you have the MCG 4 Volume 6 glider, basically style for the MCG glider, which is pretty cool, and you can get a lot of different styles. Then you have the ASGARDIAN emoticon, which would be quite good for like the superhero skins, you know, whack it on. Then you have the Mahjong's Path, which is the glider for 4. Then you have the built-in emote, which is God of Thunder, and practically all of the, I'm pretty sure all of the emotes this season are linked to characters, like for example like that. You can't use them if you don't have it. Then you have the Verdant Vascularity, which is the She-Hulk wrap. Then you have the She-Hulk Smash spray, and you have a music pack, which I'll unmute it. So yeah, so now we're moving on to the Cosmic Wave, which is another lone screen, which is quite cool. It's like with Silver Surf and all that. And you have the She-Hulk Volume 2 style for the MCG glider, which is you know, another cool little strip. Then you have the banner, which is like She-Hulk smashing the ground, her fists. Then you have the Hammers of Justice, which is 2 edit styles, like dual, and just a single pickaxe. Then you have the Carrying the Team loading screen, which is essentially as you see She-Hulk holding up the battle bus. You have the Gamma Flex emoticon. Then you have the built-in emote, Gamma Overload, where you change from Jennifer Walters into She-Hulk, which is a pretty cool emote. Then you have the Sap Light Contrail, which is part of the Groot set. Then we're moving towards the Groots, no, the Sap Wrap, which is essentially just a nice wood finish on the gun, which is pretty sweet. Then you have the Groot Glow. And you have the Might music pack in, so, be quiet. Then we move on to the banner, which is just a picture of Groot. The Groot Sap Axes, similar to the Jennifer Walters ones. You can have it in dual wield or just a single pickaxe. Then you have the Groot skin, which I've already obviously said. Then you have the next one, which is a Groot #1 2015 SDCC variant for the MCG glider again. Then you have the Grootling emoticon, which the emoticons are quite cool now, because you can base with the superhero skins. Like, for example, the Mighty Volt skin I got. You can basically whack it on like as your badge. And then you have the Root Wing. Then you have the Rocket Blast spray. Then you have the Out on a Limb loading screen with Groot and the Bushwhacker skin, I think it's called. Then you have the banner of Rocket. Then you have the Blood Brother built-in emote for Groot. Which, it kind of sucks a little bit that the emotes are like linked to the skins, but I guess it kind of makes sense. And you have the Cloudburst weapon wrap, which is the Storm's weapon wrap. You have Storm Warning emoticon. You have the Storm Strike glider. Sorry, not glider, contrail. Then you have the banner, which is like a storm. You have the Storm skin, which I don't know, I can skip past it. Yeah, cool. Then you have the MCG Storm Volume 3, which is like a nice abstract art of Storm. Then you have probably one of the best pickaxes in this season, which is the Hand of Lightning. Then you have the Storm Flight loading screen. Then you have the Gathering Storm contrail. Then you have the Punk Aurora spray. Then you have the I'm back here again. Gal Force built-in emote for Storm. Then you have the Menace, so once again I'll be quiet for like 5 to 10 seconds. So and now we move on to the emoticon Doom Juice. Then you have the banner of Doctor Doom. And you have Doctor Doom's pickaxe, which is Staff of Doom. And one of my favourite... Saying before I messed up, one of my favourite weapon wraps in this season, the Arcane Still, which is pretty cool. And you have the MCG Vengeance Volume 1 style for the MCG, which is like Doctor Doom. And we move on to Arcane Energy Glide. We missed the Doom Chalice, which is the back bling, which is at tier 68. And we have the Doom Unleashed loading screen, then the Contrail Doom drop. Then you have Victor Von Doom, which you have to get a Victor out and then use the Sit in Judgment, which basically you get the built-in emote, which you can like sit at a basically a what the hell is it called? A throne. And we have the style, the X-Men Volume 5 style for the MCG, which is a lot of styles for the MCG. Then you have the emoticon Mystique Sneak. Then you have a Mystique Banner. An Identity Crisis, which essentially her built-in emote is you can, once you kill an opponent, as you'll see in this... let's get past it. As you see in this... Okay, maybe not. So basically you have the Mystique Skull, and you have the pickaxes, and you have the Zip Ribbon Contrail. Then you have the Morphing Blue wrap, and as I was saying, in the next tier, 86, you'll see what I mean with the built-in emote. You'll be able to, basically, when you kill an opponent, you'll be able to use their skin, basically morph into their skin. And transform, basically, so essentially if you kill somebody and they don't know, you can pretend to be their teammate, which is, I guess, quite cool. You have the Man in the Suit, which was the loan screen. You have the back bling again. You have a Iron Man banner. You have my favourite weapon wrap in this season, the Inventor's Choice, and obviously Iron Man. Then you have the Invincible Iron Man style for the MCG glider. Then you have the Repulsor Blast Spray. Then you have the Mark 85 Energy Blade, which is part of the Iron Man set. And then you have the Tony approved emoticon, the built-in glider, or the glider, the Mark 90 flight pack for Iron Man. And then you have the suit up emote, which basically means you can suit up into Iron Man. And we have the Berserker's Blast, and you have the loading screen, and you have a ferocious, if I can read, ferocious weapon wrap. Then you have the Wolverine Volume 2 style for the MCG glider. Then we have the Weapon X emoticon banner, and finally we have the built-in emote for Wolverine, which you're able to get the claws out. Pretty sweet. Moving on, this next section is going to be me looking at loading screens. This first one is the Adamantium Slash, which is the loading screen for Wolverine. And then the next one is Carrying the Team, which is She-Hulk's loading screen. As you can see, She-Hulk's holding up the battle bus. And you have a female female fish stick skin, and I don't know the other skin. You have Cosmic Wave, which is a loading screen that shows Silver Surfer, Galactus, and Meowskull's Color Team Leader and Jules. The next one is Doom Unleashed, which is, as you probably tell, Doctor Doom's loading screen, which is a pretty nice loading screen. Most of these loading screens in this season are pretty cool, because obviously Marvel, that their comics and stuff are nice look and all that good designs and all that stuff. The next one is Herald's Hammer, which is the loading screen for Thor. Once you get his, once you finish his challenges, you pick up the Mjolnir, basically the hammer. You basically enlighten him. Or Enlightenment mode, I can't exactly remember what it's called, but yeah, basically when you finish the challenges. There's Identity Crisis, which is a loading screen for Mystique. It's essentially showing, that she's transformed from Bright Bomber into, from Bright Bomber to Mystique. The next one is On a Limb, which is showing Groot and the Groot rocket, and then as you see top left, you see the Battle Bus, and I can't remember that skin, maybe the Bushwhacker skin. And the next one is the loading screen for Storm, which is the Storm Flight. You have the female fish sticks again, also Skull Trooper to the right. And then the last one is Iron Man's loading screen, which is pretty nice looking. But yeah, so that's the loading screens for Chapter 2 Season 4, which are in the Battle Pass. Obviously you can get other loading screens starting in the Battle Pass, but I won't include them. The next part of this review is going to be me just looking at the hub area, which is essentially the area we see here. And as you see top left, we have the punch card section, which is all these different challenges you can do. For example, get kills with a sniper, get revives, catch fish, all that stuff. It's basically a good way of getting XP. You get 15,000 XP per punch card you do, which is pretty cool. It kind of sucks it doesn't scale up. So say if you get stage 1 done and you don't get more XP, but I guess it'd be, you'd get a stupid amount of XP. The next one is the Battle Pass, which is in the middle, as I've shown before. And we have the comic book down bottom left. Top right, we have Wolverine's challenges, and the middle is just a map. So I'm just going to go through looking at the, just showing you the comic, which I'm pretty sure this comic was at the start of the season, but I'm just going to quickly have a look at it, skim through it. So if obviously if you do want to read it, you can either look at it in game before the new season starts, or you can just pause it and have a look in this video. But either way, I'm just going to quickly have a look to see if they've added any new pages in, which I'm pretty sure they have throughout the season. They do. But yeah, I'm very excited for the new season, which starts tomorrow. Because this will be the 1st of December. Yeah, so it should be, when I upload it should be the 1st of December. And the event starts today as well, so when it comes to the end of the review, I ain't going to be able to say, or I'm not going to be able to say anything about the event, because I'll be uploading the event video later. That's if I can obviously get into the servers, because the last 2 events, I've been trying to get into the servers for the event, but I haven't, so I'm going to get on extra early to try to get in. But so yeah, that's the comic books, and yeah, so the next section is just going to be me going over the good points, the bad points, and what I rate it out of 10. I forgot to basically rate my favourite skins and all that stuff, so I'm going to quickly rate my favourite skins. My favourite skin from this Battle Pass would have to be Wolverine, and the next one would have to be Iron Man, and then it will be Jennifer Walters. But I don't really like the She-Hulk, when she turns into She-Hulk, but the base skin is, a very nice looking skin, and it's Doctor Doom. Then the next skin is Groot. I do like Groot a lot, I just like his base style. Next skin is Thor, then Mystique, then Storm. My favourite weapon wrap of this season would have to be Inventor's Choice, and my least favourite would have to be Ferocious, which is the Wolverine weapon wrap. My favourite back bling is Iron Man's backplate, and my least favourite is Mystique's skull. My favourite contrail is Storm Strike, my least favourite is Zip Ribbons. My favourite glider is Mark 90 Flight Pack. And my least favourite is the Root Wing glider. My favourite loading screen of Chapter 2 Season 4 would have to be the one I have up on screen, which is the Cosmic Wave. And my least favourite would have to be Herald's Hammer, which is the 4 loading screen. Best pickaxe from this season would have to be Hand of Lightning. And my least favourite pickaxe would have to be the Hammers of Justice. This is going to be the last part of my review, and in this part I'm just going to be going over the good points, bad points, and what I rate it out of 10 and if it was better than the last season. So essentially, the good points this season, in my opinion, would have to be the skins, like the whole Battle Pass theme, Marvel. Like, I really like Marvel and like superhero theme, and the LTMs were pretty cool, especially the Marvel Knockout, and also the one I'm playing here, which is, what's this, Marvel, I can't remember the name of this one, but yeah, whatever this game mode's called. Essentially, you know, both game modes are quite cool, and like the little tourneys and the skins they bring in, like the Marvel skins and all that, were pretty cool this season. The negatives for this season would have to be, obviously, if you don't like Marvel or superheroes, then essentially, you know, you may not like this season a lot. And also the emoticons were quite, you know, they weren't really the best because they're built-in emoticons, not emoticons, sorry, emotes, and essentially, you know, you're not able to use them unless you're just using the skin it's made for, which I guess makes sense. But if you did want to like use the emotes on other skins, you can't use them, which I guess kind of sucks, because in every else season you're able to basically use every emote on every skin essentially. And also certain powers, or like superhero powers, would like glitch out, and certain ones would be very hard to get, or like for certain challenges it'd be very hard. For example, like killing Wolverine, for me it took me like a week and a half to kill Wolverine. He was just such a pain to kill basically. But as a whole, this season is good, and as you see in the gameplay, I have a glitch in this game mode where I'm just dying and I'm not even in storm. So there are a few glitches in the game mode, and also a few glitches in the season, like for the powers, like especially for the Wolverine's claws, because I had a glitch where essentially you would to hit, but you couldn't. The only way you could hit would spin. You weren't able to like basically melee close range. Just the only way you could attack was spin. It happened in the Marvel Knockout game mode. But as a whole, you know, I really did enjoy this season. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, and I'd say the Chapter 2 Season 3 is better than this season, solely because it's just to be fair, there ain't really the most amount of content in both seasons, so I'm just hoping in Chapter 2 Season 5 that there is going to be new, hopefully, you know, something like new weapons and some like new like places. If not, you know, if it'd be cool to see a new map, but that most likely won't happen. And just, you know, as a whole, I really did enjoy this, and you know, this is going to be the end of my review, and it's a 7 out of 10, and I'd say this season wasn't as good as the last season, but overall it was pretty decent. So yeah, my overall review, or review score, is 7 out of 10. So yeah, thanks for watching, and you know, the next video, or the videos in the next few days, will be me reacting to the event, which is the Devourer Worlds event, which should be on Tuesday. I should hopefully be able to get in, if you know I can get into the servers and all that. And then Wednesday will be me reacting to the Battle Pass, and then hopefully on Saturday I'll be getting a victory with one of the new skins. So yeah,